Hey, this is Lamont and Tony over here at Bigdogs Performance. And what we have here is a lower manifold of a Systemax 2. And as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it, guys, but you know, there's epoxy. This comes from the customer with epoxy in the runners. And this is actually pretty much epoxied, because this, as you can see, there's a little
piece of metal.
Right, it's a piece of metal, and it's epoxied, and actually they kind of machined it into the rest of the port, because we haven't ported it yet. So this is how it came, and it's kind of strange to see how people kind of repair things.
I don't think they was repairing. I think they was trying to shape it. They was trying to use the epoxy to shape it. And it's, I mean, if you take that and just show them how brittle that is, just chipping that off.
Right, it can easily scratch.
Right. That's coming off.
Right, and that can fall in somebody's motor.
Yeah, that can fall into your motor. Here's another good example right here. Wait a minute. This one, it's kind of hard to see. Bear with us. Trying to get the light right. There you go. Okay, yeah, that's it. You can see where this right here is, but this is literally falling off. So, you know, you have a lot of individuals out there that they say, oh, you can epoxy the runners and you know, you can shape them and you can fill the epoxy. We do not recommend putting epoxy on the inside of the runners, okay? If you're going to try to first of all, we don't recommend you trying to modify your parts at home unless you have extensive, you know, experience and the right testing equipment. But if you're going to try to shape your manifold or have somebody shape your manifold ports, just have them TIG weld material in there. That way it's welded. And this epoxy, a lot of people will argue up and down on the groups and forums about, oh, you can use epoxy and this. Yeah, you can use epoxy temporarily or in short term, but if you're driving your vehicle, you know, on a regular basis and you're going through multiple heat cycles, and you may just have your vehicle 5, 6, 7, 10 years, this is eventually gonna come loose. Okay, it's gonna come loose. You were sandblasting, so it was coming loose, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, this right here, and why would you block off the port? I mean, if you're trying to create velocity for the port, for the runner length dictates, you know, where you're going to get your CFM charge at what RPM. You know, the longer the runner, the lower the CFM boost is going to be during the RPM range. You know, the shorter the runner, the higher in the RPM range is going to be tuned for. So this right here, blocking this up, all that does is reduce CFM and potentially could cause catastrophic damage to your vehicle.
Right, we do not use any epoxy on any repairs or anything we do. It's always TIG welded.
Right. It's always TIG welded. And like you said, we don't use the epoxy, definitely not on the inside. We may use it for cosmetic purposes on the outside after we TIG weld, because a lot of guys, they are anal and they want their
beauty. Yeah,
they want their welding material and extra. They want to look pretty. They want, you know, they want the cake, eat it too, get it free, have it delivered, you know, with a case of beer. So I mean, so yeah. But this right here, guys, this is a no-no. If you see guys on the internet doing something like this, a professional is not going to do something like this with the intentions of this manifold being ran on a street motor that is not being routinely taken down, okay? Because they know a professional, a true professional who cares about your motor is not going to put epoxy in there, because you have two different expansion rates for this material. Okay, this aluminum is going to heat up and dissipate at a certain rate, and this epoxy is going to heat up, you know, and dissipate at a certain rate. Now, I don't know, you know, we don't know what kind of epoxy this is. Is it oil resistant? You know, what's the heat temperature on? We don't know. We don't know what this is. So we're going to take this crap out and make some repairs on the manifold to get this ported to our standard and then get it back to the customer. But guys, you know, I know you guys, you know, follow individuals on YouTube or whatever, and they tell you these things, and these individuals may have been in the industry for a long time, but we do not recommend this. You know, now if you want to trust your vehicle with this crap in your port, that's up to you. But we're not going to do something like this. So, once again,
this is Lamont.
And this is Tony over here at Bigdogs Performance.
You know, and we just this is just something we want you guys to see. You know, so if you're thinking about doing this to your manifold, we recommend just send it to a professional like Bigdogs Performance. We'll take care of it. We'll have it flowing like the water. You know?
Yeah, this actually when we both together and flowed it initially, it actually flowed less than a typical Systemax too.
Wow. So it's restricted.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, you can see the overlap.
Yeah,
the overlap on the outside.
You know, I mean, people, it's, you know, I mean, guys, just listen. And if you don't, just leave it stocked in. You know, if you're not gonna send it to a reputable porter that's gonna give you before and after flow results, and it's proven, just leave it stocked, because something like this can ruin a perfectly fine motor. So we're gonna see you guys
at the track.